In this video, I'd like to share with you my experience waking up dahlia tubers indoors and then planting them up twice in the last month and a half until they're able to go outside in their final pots. I joined a local gardening club in March, and at our second meeting in April, we had a presentation on dahlias from the New England Dahlia Society, and I was gifted these 4 tubers. Until this point, I've only grown dahlias from seed the last 2 years and have tried to save the tubers, but I've had no luck. So I was excited to get actual tubers and had been watching YouTube videos on people waking up their dahlias indoors to get a head start. So I figured I'd give it a try. I was surprised that you could use such small containers for the dahlias, but as long as they fit and you can cover them, they're fine. I've since learned that I did not need to leave that little eye sticking out, kind of like a little chicken drumstick, I think. You can cover them fully, and the sprouts will come up through the soil. It's fun to have dahlia tubers with names. I looked them up on the internet, and although there's a little bit of variation between the photos that I found, I've added some to this video so you can see what these types hopefully will look like when they bloom. The salmon pink was from a member from her own garden, and I think that was just a descriptor of the color that we could expect. All 4 are covered now. They're ready to go. I'm going to bring them in my house, put them on my dining room table, put the little humidity dome over them, and keep an eye on them and report back to you. This is where I've kept my dahlias that I planted up and wanted to see if I could wake them up as people are doing. I just used these leftover shoe containers, they actually are called, but when I had a preschool, we flipped them over and we had pens and markers and different kinds of supplies in them. So I just wanted to create kind of like a little warm environment. I put them on my dining room table, and now they're more in the sun because 2 of them have sprouted, and it does say they need a little light once they sprouted. But I was really excited because in the house it's about 70 during the day, and I think the lowest it goes down to at night is maybe 65. So I did have 2 of them. Let me show you. 2 of them started to sprout right here. I also see some crazy roots coming out, so I'm going to pot it up into a bigger container now. But I was really excited. This one is the, let's see, salmon pink that someone had given me from the garden club. And from the Dahlia Society, this is one over here that's starting, and this one is called Jabberbox. These 2 have not done anything yet. This one even looks kind of dried up. I don't know. I'm hoping still. But that was pretty good because I'll put the date that I actually put them up on the top and how many days it took to sprout. I'm feeling like it was only like a week to 10 days before I started to see these the green things pop up. So anyway, I'm still keeping them on my dining room table in their tiny little greenhouse, and I do leave it askew a little bit so they can get some fresh air, but I was kind of excited about that. No special equipment needed. We have about 2 weeks until our frost date has passed, our safe frost date, April 30th. So pretty soon I'll be planting them outside in their own little pots. I'm very excited. I'll probably film another little video once they grow a little bit more and get potted up. Thanks for watching. All the dahlia tubers I received from my garden club have sprouted indoors, and some of the roots are coming up the top, so it's time to pot them up in bigger pots. I still need to keep them sheltered, so I'll probably keep them in my entryway where it gets warm in the morning with the morning sun before I can actually plant them outside. Even though the temperatures look like they're going to be in the 50s and high 40s at night and mid to high 60s during the day. They're pretty small tubers compared to even the tubers that I had from my seed dahlias last year, which looked more like a long sweet potato. These are a little tinier. So this one is D. Howard. C. see. Wow, look at the roots. Pretty good. Going to swim in here. Yeah. Add some soil to that. I've already added water to the bottom of the pots. I filled them halfway with soil. That will give the roots space to spread out. And I'll add some more water to the top. That's one. This one is called Be Still My Heart. Again, look at all those roots. Let's see what this one is. This was the first one. Did really well. It's called Salmon Pink. This was from one of the Garden Club members. The other three were from the actual New England Dahlia Society president, and she brought the other three. So I'm not sure if this is a name brand or she was just telling us that they are salmon pink from her own garden. Again, look at those roots. It's crazy. Okay. And this one I should show you too. Has a lot of little sprouts from that eye. One more to go. Let's see what this one is. Jabberbox. You can see that jabberbox. Okay. Wow, that's amazing to me how many roots are there so quickly. I'm glad I'm potting them up. I have one more pot to put them up in. Each one will go in their own pot this year. Let me see if I have the size. That's 3 of them right there. Okay, so this will be like their second planting up, and then finally it'll go in their pots in a couple of weeks. There we have the 4 little tubers all potted up, and we'll check on them soon. Just in case anyone's interested, this is the potting soil I've been using the last 2 or 3 years, and I've had good luck with it. Here is a 9-day update to show you how quickly they have taken off in their new larger pots. They are starting to get their 3rd set of leaves in the center portion here. This is the point where I will pinch them off in the middle, and this is supposed to create a bushier, compact plant with more flowers. The first year I did dahlias, I did not pinch them, and it was true. I did get tall stalks with 1 bloom each. So I pinched for the first time last year, and I did get multiple blooms. Overnight, I put these plants in my covered entry to protect them, and I will not pot them up into their final larger pot until the temperatures are warm enough for them to stay outside. Today is the final day to pot up these little tubers I got from the Dahlia Society. It's the last potting up for them into these pots. These pots say that they're a 2-quart pot. They're 12 inches across, but then down here it's a little confusing because it says 15.5 quarts soil capacity, so I'm really not sure about that. I ordered 6 of them from the Home Depot because I also have some seedlings that I sowed in jugs in March to plant. I like to order from Home Depot because it's free shipping over a certain amount. These were $9.99 a piece. So I have 6 of them. I always order black because I have tons of plants that I plant and the styles always seem to change. So this year they're a little more straight and modern looking, I guess, or contemporary looking. But I got black, so they all kind of blend together. But just quickly, to help save space in each pot without just having to put in the brand new soil, the Coast of Maine is what I'm using. I am using the remains of longer sowing jugs after having transplanted plants or things that did not work. And then I have this leftover box of compost from my own compost. I put that usually on the bottom and I mix in old soils and then I'll put the new stuff on top. And here we go. I started one off for you just so you didn't have to watch me plant all of them up. I just wanted to do at least one so you can see the roots. But the last time I did a video, I had talked about pinching that third set of leaves up. Once it has 1, 2, and it goes up to a third set, you pinch it off right at that part. And then after you cut it off in the center, it actually sends out little sprouts and branches to the sides. So it'll be a shorter and bushier plant. I did it on this one as well, but you only see tiny little nubs. And then this larger one I also did. And you can see these have 2 good sprouts. I did not do this smaller one yet because it was so short. And it still is short, but it does have 1, 2, 3. And this is where I pinch it right off. And maybe I'll do that today after I transplant it. So I have 4 of them to transplant in the containers. I will show you one of them just so you can see the roots. So here we go. So this one is Jabberbox. And let's see. So the roots all around. That's great. Looks pretty good. Stick it down in here. I want to give enough room to develop its tubers. So go all around. Anyway, you get the idea. I'll continue to do this one. I'll do the other 4, and I'll just show you what they look like when I'm all done. They are all in their final pots. They'll remain here for the rest of the summer. I've watered them in, and I will pinch this last one in a few days. Too much for one day. It is sunny today, but it's overcast, kind of cloudy, and it's the end of the afternoon. So tonight will be the actual first night they stay out. It's going to be 60 degrees as the low for the next week or so, maybe 57 the lowest. They've been in my covered entry overnight, but they're out every day until very late at night. So I think they'll be safe in these new big pots, keep their roots nice and warm. And we'll do some dahlia checkups maybe in a month or so, or at the end of the summer to see how they bloom. I'm very excited to see how they'll turn out. These are my first, a pretty bird. These are my first dahlias that actually had names. Usually I plant them just by seed. So it's always a surprise. These, I kind of know what they'll look like. Anyway, thank you for watching.